An example of exactly what I'm talking about is in the next case, Aeronautics Development Corporation. The facts of this case are that we had a non-resident corporate shareholder who was a 46% owner of the company. Now, the definition of a Canadian-controlled private corporation, or CCPC, is in 125 sub 7 of the Act, and it's a negative definition. It basically says it's a Canadian corporation that's not controlled by any combination of foreign parties or public corporations. So there's actually a concept of no control even. So for 50-50 and neither of us controls it, that could still be a CCPC. Now, what's interesting in this case is that the taxpayer and the shareholder were actually the sole client. And the issue here is that there's two types of control that can lead you to be a foreign corporation or a public corporation or deemed not to be a qualified CCPC. The first is voting, what we call de jure control, which you have the majority of the votes and you're deemed to control it. The second is something called de facto control or factual control, which basically means you have undue influence. And there's a whole list of things that can include, but in this case, being the sole customer and being the sole funding source of the company was generally deemed to be enough. Okay, so when you're setting up these types of corporations, you may see it as a beneficial way to put funding into Canada. However, you want to, again, not only deal with the voting control issues, but de facto control issues. And in some cases, perhaps have that company owned 100% by Canadians doing contract research for the foreign companies.